Another thing this game does, which you've no doubt noticed by now, is that all the encounters are preset on the map. There are no random encounters in this game. Aside from, like, half-random encounters, which we will run into a little bit later in things called battlefields. So yes. And Frank leveled up. You can see how the potions cure more for Kylie than they do for Frank. There's really no strategy involved, at least in the first part of the game. And, to be honest, probably not much in the later parts of the game either. Like I said, it's a simple, easy RPG. But there's something about it that still compels me to play it. It's probably the really awesome battle music, which may also be the reason why I want to kill everything. I guess I was thinking, how am I going to make this LP interesting? And eventually I said, well, screw it, if I like the game enough, it might just be interesting to play it normally, and some people probably haven't seen this. But it might be possible to try and not kill all the monsters, make it a little bit harder on me, and make it a little less tedious to watch. In theory. But for now, I'm just gonna go stab everything, because more potions, less problems. The encounters that are set will respawn if you leave the area, if I remember correctly. But the fun thing is, so do the potions. So if you find a chest with potions right near the entry of a area, such as the one near the entrance of here, you can basically get unlimited potions. And considering that most of the stuff that you can actually use gold on in this game is, well, potions, it's not really... You're gonna end up with a lot of gold. I mean, you can buy some equipment with gold, and you can buy the ever-important magic restoring item with gold. But you can just get unlimited potions by farming the entrance of an area that has them conveniently nearby. Those are heal potions, they're the status effect curing ones. You may notice that we are now both level 3, and we have the same amount of hit points. This is the evil tree I was talking about. Chop! Gasp! Wahaha! Surprise! He poisoned me, just as he did the trees! Unlike Final Fantasy V, she does not start the battle poisoned as a result of the cutscene. Anyway, this is the actual Minotaur, which I was talking about, introducing you to the awesome boss music. He's a little bit more painful than the regular enemies. And I might want to lower the text speed so you can actually read what the things are doing. So as you can see, our main hero is, like, pretty much almost dead. And that's what you want to happen more than them killing your partner, because for a while, only your partner has the life spell. Speaking of that... There's more than one way to cast life. Heh heh heh. Kylie, what happened? I'll be okay as soon as I take Elixir. That's in the Sand Temple. Don't worry, I'll get it. Then take this axe with you. Ta-da! I'll be back. Whoop. So yeah, as I said, very temporary party member. Let's go back to regular text speed, because I forgot that it affected things in the battle. Don't worry, you weren't missing too much. However, now that we have Mr. Axe, we can just go there and get cure potions for infinity, if we so choose. I believe there's also some really nearby in Foresta. right over here. Save the trees. Yep, that's what we're doing. It's totally what we're doing. Yes, I realize I could just go to the inn or something, but I don't really care. Now we can demonstrate those battlefields I talked about. Battlefields have 10 rounds of somewhat random encounters based on where you just were. You know, I don't know if we fought any of these in the forest. They might be coming up. But however, as they are trees, they are weak to axe attacks. And they also use wrestling moves on you. Figure that one out. Battlefields naturally are probably a little bit harder when you're by yourself. But I guess that doesn't really matter at all. Clearing all 10 battles gives you some kind of reward. Some necessary, some not. Some very helpful, some just dumb. But we'll get back to that in a minute. This is the Sand Temple, where the elixir is said to be. Gee, wasn't that a bit easy? Nope! Where's that music coming from? Looking for some cure, kid? First of all, my name is Frank, and I'm looking for elixir. I'll sell you some for, say, 9,000 gold pieces. Well, what? That's way too much! Listen, kid, this stuff is precious, right? My allowance is only 2 gold pieces a month. Then let's do it this way. I'm going to the Bone Dungeon to find treasure. You can come with me and help. If I get the treasure, you get the elixir. Do I have any choice? When do we go? There's a battlefield nearby. Why don't you whack a few monsters there and maybe win something, kid? The name's Frank! Tristram joined. This guy, he shows up occasionally, and every time he brings this ridiculous rockin' theme tune with him. But as he said, there is a battlefield nearby. There are, in fact, 2 battlefields nearby. And now that we have him along, we might as well use him to easily annihilate this one. Meeting another new enemy, the Poison Toad, while we're at it. Poison Toad is strong against poison attack. Apparently, ninja stars are poisonous. Who would have thought? I probably wouldn't have. Battlefield is not the most exciting thing to watch. However, we seem to be taking him out pretty quickly. Full Nelsons aside. And missing aside. Yeesh. Axes are consistently pretty much better for damage than swords. Until you get the last sword, unless you're fighting something that's weak against axes. So it's kind of a toss-up. By the way, you can also switch weapons with the shoulder buttons. Eventually, you get more and more weapons, and eventually upgrades to weapons and armor that replace the previous ones. There's no, like, inventory. Well, there's an inventory, yes, but there's no real equipment system, so you can't gimp yourself by using the crappiest weapons, for example. Unless, of course, you avoid the ones that you don't need, which I don't know if that's really possible. I mean, you don't have to get Excalibur, I guess. Which is, spoilers, the last sword, as you might have guessed. But still, this game goes out of its way to make you win, pretty much. And that's pretty alright with me. Honestly, having a pretty easy game, sometimes a little bit relaxing, refreshing even. Until, of course, the game goes way overboard and makes things impossible to lose at. For example, Kirby's Epic Yarn. That game is at best an okay yarn. But it has absolutely nothing to do with this LP, so I will hold off on discussing it. There's only one more to go. The last battles in Battlefields are Never really necessarily harder than the other ones, though it does look like we have more trees to deal with this time. For whatever that's worth. Also, we seem to be having accuracy issues. There we go. And we only won 54 experience points for that whole battlefield. Yup. Pretty great, isn't it? As I said, other battlefields have less awful things. What she just said is completely relevant at a completely later day. Can we rest here? No, we need another house. I think it's above this one. Okay, maybe not. But there is this old man. What does he have to say again? I've turned into an old man! Well, that he has. But why didn't this aging process affect Kylie and her mother? Nobody actually cares. Kylie can talk to the tree spirits. That she can. I guess I was completely wrong about the location of the inn. Here we go. If you're tired, have a rest on that bed. Instantaneous inns. Another thing not seen in most RPGs. Can we save all 4 crystals? Tune in next time to find out. But for now, this has been Shag, and that was 20 minutes, apparently. See you next time, everyone.